measures various dimensions in depth in understanding mind-body systems. Under the direction of our beloved Guruji, the Honorable Chancellor Nagendraji, 22 batches of Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation high-tech yoga instructors course, a short-term course residential program, have been successfully conducted in this university, which involved more than 750 students from 90 different countries across the continents of Asia, Africa, Latin America, and etc. etc. The course was sponsored by the Government of India, MHRD, Ministry of External Affairs, International Studies Affairs, suggested by the respected Sushma Swaraj in 2016. A total 27 students from 3 different countries, Mongolia, Tajikistan, and Sri Lanka, participated in the 22nd batch of high-tech special training program. And from Mongolia, totally 52 students have been trained under this program. And we also have a contact with most of the trained students. I am given to understand that they have established yoga studios in different places in Mongolia, and they are performing extremely well. And in the last 2023 International Day of Yoga, they have conducted yoga almost in every part of Mongolia very successfully and jubilantly. Your visit makes a significant chapter in the strong and enduring spiritual relations between our two great nations. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all of you, sir, for your gracious presence. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for that verbal red carpet welcome and also elaborately yet crisply enlightening us with the culture of Mongolia and enlightening our dignitaries about SVYASA. Now, I request Dr. N.K. Manjunath, the Pro Vice Chancellor and Director of Research SVYASA, one of the prime sculptor of the yoga research dimension of our university and a global pride for all of us, to please address the gathering and illuminate us with your insights.
His Excellency and Madam and the Ambassador from Mongolia, it's a privilege to have all of you here today. And particularly, as our Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning, in the world, if there is one person who held all 3 positions, topmost positions of any country, we have an example. It's our privilege, sir, to have you over here. We had a very brief interaction just before coming to this program. And that interaction itself was very insightful. So, sir was asking, he was just mentioning that, don't mind, I'll be asking you many questions. So, but what we understood by that short interaction was the depth of understanding what His Excellency has with India, with its spiritual connections, is too deep. The first question what His Excellency asked us was, do you teach traditional basis of yoga in this university? Okay. And second question was, how do you relate it with any other organization or institution in this country? That brings us to the main focus, saying that this is probably one of its kind university in the world, not just in the country, which blends both science and spirituality under one platform and converted that into an higher education activity through academics. It's a privilege to have somebody giving us the vision to a stature of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Nagendraji, who himself is the best blend of science and spirituality. With an ME PhD from Indian Institute of Science and having worked at NASA in US and later at Harvard and Imperial College in London, and he has come back to this country to really convert this traditional knowledge base of this country into a science. Of course, we don't need to do much when we really want to do research on our traditional knowledge systems, but we just need to put it in the language of the day which can be understood by one and everyone. We also have very strong connection, as our Vice Chancellor mentioned, with Mongolia. And the direct connection is our spirituality. Political connections becomes incidental many times, but what stays on is that strong connection between the countries, which is evolved over a period of time, and spirituality binds us. Many students came from Mongolia to study yoga here, particularly our flagship program called Yoga Instructor Program or Yoga Instructor Certificate Program. When they were here, we were asking them few questions. So you stayed here for 15 days now, and you are going to stay 15 more days. So is there any commonality between these two countries you observed? And if you are given an opportunity, after this 1 month, would you like to stay here back to do further programs? You don't believe they didn't answer it that period of time. But at the end of the program, we have a closing ceremony or a valedictory program. You don't believe there was tears in each and every participant saying that it was a blessing for us. Thanks to ICCR, thanks to Ministry of External Affairs, who gave us an opportunity to come and stay in India for a month. And now we know there is so much we can learn. Yoga connected with spirituality in this country and express it in the form of science through this organization or university. Sir, the whole attempt has been making as many techniques of yoga as possible as applied for human upliftment. So this can be in the form of making my health better, making or preventing several diseases, or managing range of conditions with yoga therapy, and of course, rehabilitation. We believe very strongly that each one of the individuals require rehabilitation. Unfortunately, the word rehabilitation has been misquoted. So we think that somebody who's totally sick and ill, that person requires rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is on a day-to-day basis, how do I get back to my source and how do I connect with humanity? And if I am missing it a little bit, and how I can reinvent that within myself. So that's what happens in this campus. Every student, when they come, they learn many things. Of course, they learn lots to do with yoga. But without their knowledge, they are put into a process of personal transformation, personality changes. So we believe in yoga very strongly that it's not yoga for you, but yoga for me first. So Swami Vivekananda said, man making and nation building. When I have to teach yoga, first I have to become something. And that becoming is the process what this university teaches everybody. And second thing is understanding how I can apply yoga in various ways and means for my utility. It's wonderful to know Madam has lots of credit to her with respect to various areas. One of the areas this university also focuses is on sports medicine and rehabilitation. And here we are setting up one of the state-of-the-art facility, bringing integrative sports medicine and rehabilitation. This comes into the main focus because we know there are standard methods and there are traditional and ancient methods. The Chinese have succeeded in combining the tradition and modern methods successfully through the traditional Chinese medicine on one side and modern medicine on the other side. At SVYASA, we are making an awareness. We are making an attempt to bring this in a much bigger way, whereby this becomes a place for the global individuals to get the benefits of yoga. Sir, we also intend to do many activities with Mongolia. We have initiated few activities just now. The number one is, of course, the teacher training program, which has been initiated by ICCR and the Ministry of External Affairs. Second thing is establishing yoga therapy in Mongolia. There's lots of benefits what people can get with the simple practices of yoga therapy. This requires no setup. At your home, you can do them. Just an X amount of training is needed. And then this doesn't require any huge cost. Like today, the medical management has become very expensive process. Yoga therapy cuts down this expenditure and makes you self-efficient in managing yourself. And third area which we would like to work with Mongolia is research. We are in touch with a couple of hospitals and institutions and universities in Mongolia to initiate yoga research. We are planning to host the next Asia Pacific Yoga Therapy Association International Conference in Mongolia in 2024. So this brings experts in the field of yoga therapy, integrative medicine, and modern medicine, researchers, yoga therapy practitioners, and policymakers all under one platform. So we'll be very happy. We did it, several of these conferences. First one was in China, in Shanghai, second one in Korea, in Seoul, and Miryang City, another one. And we had it in Japan, Vietnam, and of course, Singapore, and many other countries. So it will be our privilege to host this and bring this whole conference to Mongolia in 2024. Our students participate in several competitions, several programs, etc. And another activity, what we are looking forward is student exchange programs with the institutions in Mongolia. So, dear students and faculty members, I feel proud to say that there is highly evolved and highly professional, acceptable system of medical education in Mongolia. And it will be an opportunity for us to collaborate with Mongolian government, whereby we can have many of our faculty members visiting Mongolia and students visiting Mongolia. And similarly, we invite the faculty and students of various universities of Mongolia to SVYASA, which is already happening with many universities across the world, be it from US, be it from China. Yunnan Minzu University in China has a 3-year program with SVYASA. Their students spend 1 year here and they get a dual degree from both India and China. So similarly, we can initiate similar programs with Mongolia. So this is a great opportunity given to us by His Excellency. And we look forward to bringing all our knowledge base, all our research base, and applications of yoga to Mongolia. Thanking one and all and His Excellency for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As always, your words are pearls of wisdom and your thoughts are a benchmark for all of us to kindle a spark and momentum for all the aspiring people. Indian culture is known to carry tradition and hospitality always, and it's time for us to honor and felicitate our chief guest for today, who has graced our university with his esteemed and exalting presence. For this, I invite our respected Guruji and other dignitaries on the dais to please felicitate our chief guest for today. Thank you, sir. Now we would like to felicitate his daughter, Ms. Rinchankam Enkhabayar. Thank you, ma'am. Now we would take privilege in felicitating the ambassador for Mongolia from the Indian Embassy, Mr. Hon'ble Dambajao. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, dignitaries. Kindly take your seats. It was indeed a visual treat for all of us. A true leader understands that leadership is not about them, but about who they serve. It is about exalting, it's not about exalting themselves, but about lifting others up. And we indeed have a true leader with us today, who in the welcome address, our VC sir rightly said that he was the first person in Mongolia to have held the top 3-tier leadership positions, starting from the Prime Minister to being the Speaker to the President. We are honored and privileged to hear from you, sir. I, on behalf of the entire S-VYASA family, invite you to please address the gathering.
Namaste. Good morning, everybody, and I am very honored to be in this famous educational facility, and I am hoping that the cooperation between Mongolia and your good university will go on for many years, and the results of this cooperation will be felt in Mongolia. Well, as a student in Moscow from 1975 till 1980, I was trying to discover the Mongolian identity because I was studying among and together with students from other countries like Russia, like Bulgaria, and other countries. It was very important for me to find out who was I, what was the Mongolian identity. And trying to find that identity, I have come across with the Asian, in a very broad sense, Asian culture, Asian identity. And that I came to these good writings of Swami Vivekananda through the book by famous French author Romain Rolland. He wrote very good deep works about Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. That inspired me, and I found out, to my delight, that Mongolian identity was very deeply connected with the Indian identity. So what I learned as a student was the fact that the activities of Swami Vivekananda was about sharing his, in fact, sharing Vedic, Hindu, Indian knowledge with the rest of the world. And sharing with others is a very important part of our common identity. And we are enjoying the fact that Mongolia and India has been developing for so many years, starting from the time of Lord Buddha, for all the centuries, this culture of sharing with others. Today, we define our relationships in 4 Ds. D standing for Dharma, the Buddhist teaching. The second D standing for democracy. Most of our countries are democratic ones. I think that makes our relationships even more close. The third D would stand for digital cooperation. India is very famous and one of the leading countries in the world in its digital development. So we are very glad that Indian institutions are receiving our students who are making bachelor, master, and other programs in digital technology, in IT technology. Fourth D would stand for development. We are very grateful that Indian government, India as a country is helping Mongolia to develop. So these 4 Ds would be good directions and good will give good content and meaning to the development between our 2 countries. We consider India is one of the most important Mongolia's 3rd neighbor. You know that Mongolia is squeezed geographically between 2 big countries, Russia to the north and China to the south. We are a landlocked country. We have only 2 natural neighbors. But to survive, to develop, we need a 3rd neighbor. And historically, the main 3rd neighbor for Mongolia was India. And it is still the most important 3rd neighbor. And to the number of 3rd neighbors, we are considering India, and to that number of 3rd neighbors, we are now adding the United States, Europe, Japan, and other countries who are assisting us to develop, to build up to strengthen our democracy, to develop our country, and educate our people. As I have started my remarks saying about the search for the identity of Mongolians, I would like to try to also share with you the discovery I have made in this search. We all know that life is about winning. In many other countries, life is about winning over others. I think that proved to be not a very good way of living, because winning over others brings up never-ending conflicts, because the country or the person or the nation who was defeated is trying to take revenge. So winning over others doesn't bring peace, doesn't bring development, doesn't bring friendship. But luckily and fortunately, India, Asia, and Mongolia has discovered the truth that winning over yourself is the best way to make your life meaningful. So Indian civilization is about winning over yourself, over your weaknesses, over your every side, to make you a better person, a better people, a better country. Winning over yourself will bring you peace and understanding of others, respect for others, understanding and respect for the differences we have. With your differences is making your life rich and very meaningful. So thank you, Indian brothers and sisters, that you are sharing your knowledge with us. And this institute, this educational facility, is doing this noble work for all these years. And I am looking forward to working with you, and Mongolia and Mongolian young people, Mongolian people is looking also forward to working with your good institution in future and learn how winning over yourself gives you a good chance having more friends and being successful in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a very meaningful talk. We are very humbled by the high respect and value you have in your hearts about our country. We feel more connected, more friendly, and all the more like a family. We would continue to keep this epitome of integrity and continue carrying the hashtag of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the world is one family. Thank you so much, sir, for your meaningful thoughts for the Our pillar, captain, guru, founder, knowledge encyclopedia, guide, support, are Deepastamba. Words and adjectives fall short in describing this simple at sight but sophisticated at wisdom persona, our Guruji, whose reflection of thoughts, passion, and dedication is what is seen all around this campus today. I take immense pleasure in inviting our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. H.R. Nagendraji, to please address the gathering.
My dear brothers and sisters, what a delight to have the President cum Prime Minister of Mongolia visit us. We had the visit of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and the Presidents of India, but we did not have Presidents and Prime Minister from any other country so far. So therefore, we are very delighted and we are very happy that you have been able to come here and visit our campus, Prashanti Kutiram. We know that among the students who came here for undergoing this month-long program of yoga instruction, throughout the thing, and their attendance also has been extremely good. I had personal contact with most of the students, and I have seen that they will come 10 minutes early to the class and never late, even a single day. This is the speciality that we saw in most of the students who were here. And I remember that for 3 of the students, the flights were cancelled because of the delayed things in COVID and others, and they had to stay here long. And almost 2 months they had to wait. Then they were telling that this has a great opportunity for us to learn more. And though they were not expected to come for any of the classes, they came regularly for our morning Yogasana classes, and then Maitri Manan classes, Bhajan classes, and continue to learn continuously. And they said, how I wish we'll stay here only, were the type of wonderful responses that they had. So that shows the tradition of India and the tradition of Mongolia have a lot of things which are common. And that comes with the spiritual basis on which we are all built. As you rightly said, Swami Vivekananda was able to expand the vision of yoga to not merely yogasanas, but to all dimensions of spiritual heritage which Ramakrishna Paramahamsa endowed him. Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga are the 4 streams of yoga that he brought forth. Compared to earlier yoga meant only Patanjali Yoga. And people later on thought yoga means only yogasana, or a lot of distorted perspective about yoga. But it is this holistic vision that Swami Vivekananda gave. You can work with the intellect, or you can work with the willpower, or work with the emotions, or bring yoga into day-to-day life. And that is the grand vision that Swami Vivekananda gave, and said, yoga is a science of holistic living. Yoga has to be brought into life. Every action we do should become a yoga. And that's the secret of what we call karma yoga. Many times people wonder, is it ever possible? Always yoga means that we must do some asana, pranayama, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, and that's called yoga. But here, Swami Vivekananda told, every action can be yoga. Is it ever possible? Sitting, standing, eating, drinking, talking, excreting, urinating, everything can be yoga? Yes, says the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, says Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Pashyan shunvan sprishan digran ashnan gachan swapan shwasan pralapan visrujan grunhan unmishan nimishan napi indriyan indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan is a beautiful verse from the Bhagavad Gita. It shows eating, talking, seeing, excreting, urinating, every action can be converted into yoga. What is that secret? That is the secret of what we call karma yoga. That secret is to maintain inner tranquility, inner peace, inner silence, inner calmness, inner blissful awareness, and do all the activities. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya, as it is said. Therefore, every action can be converted into yoga. And therefore, yoga is a way of life. And automatically it brings in harmony, love, peace, and health to everyone in the society, and helps in creating ideal social orders. That's the message that our ancient masters spread all over the world. They went around the world, and nowhere we dominated the countries and wanted to rule over the countries. We wanted to create ideal social orders throughout the world. And that could happen by the dimension of yoga that Swami Vivekananda brought about. Therefore, it is this wisdom base that we want to share to people at large all over the world. And by systematically developing this whole knowledge base with theory and practice, transforming ourselves from our normal level to become great, super divine human beings, we have to see that we become role models for the whole world. Therefore, our students who are here undergo a total transformation process from morning 5 o'clock up to night 10 o'clock, and bring about the necessary transformational qualities of love, affection, harmony, peace, magnanimity, forbearance, and working for the whole world, to bring universal brotherhood as Swami Vivekananda has given. And Swamiji also mentioned we have to combine the best of the West with the best of the East. We are in the era of science and technology. Therefore, research is the key essence. Therefore, we should not neglect or belittle the great contribution of modern science and technology, but add on to this thing. So he said, combining the best of the East with the best of the West, we bring a new effervescence and see build new social orders which are role model for the whole world. It is this vision that we are translating here in our academic programs, through our university, and also through our SVYASA International. And as rightly pointed our Dr. Manjunath and our Vice Chancellor, we have created another university in Los Angeles, in United States, as VAYU, Vivekananda Yoga University. And those people who want to get the degrees from VAYU, they can get. Those who want Indian degree, they get it from here. And similarly, it has started spreading everywhere. And in Japan, we have the Japan Yoga College. And in China, we have the college associated with YMU and others. And we see that this will spread to more and more colleges as we grow further. And people, when they come here and undergo that 1 month program continuously, they get a vision of this holistic vision and how we have to combine the best of the East with the best of the West, which forms a strong foundation for them when they go to build the mansion of yoga in their own country, in their own life. That's what we want. Therefore, I am sure that with your dynamic leadership, you will get more and more students from Mongolia, apart from the small number of people who will be sending through the ICCR. Okay, there may be 20, 30, 40 like that they may send. But every month you can send a group of people from Mongolia for our 1 month program. And maybe out of these people, some people want to continue for master's degree, bachelor's degree, and they also continue. That needs a support from Mongolian government and the river leadership. This can happen. Then we'll be working together, see that we grow. And as pointed out, we'll also have the collaboration of scientific research to deal with the modern ailments, that is non-communicable diseases, which are spreading so widely. I was told that there is hypertension that's shaping up very big in Mongolia also, and diabetes and many other dimensions of non-communicable diseases, which can be handled very effectively by the integrative medical system with the yoga dimension as the base. So that all can be brought there to see that we have a new dimension of integrative medicine in the health scenario. So in the education system, we have the holistic vision of developing the personality one side, and the health, we have the integrative medical system to be brought in the health scenario, and see that yoga becomes part of every dimension of our growth and development. And that's what is happening in India, thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister, who has spread this vision into all ministries, and see they are growing, and our Ministry of External Affairs and ICCR and all these people are projecting throughout the world, and how wonderful people have been doing, whether it is Dr. Vinay Shastrapadaji or the wonderful ambassadors who are spreading this message. And I'm really very happy that you have been able to bring them to our thing. The credit goes to you, Enkhabayar, for your presence today. And I'm very, very happy that you will be able to bring them here and show the grand vision as to how we are translating Swami Vivekananda's vision here through an academic program, through the university setup, and also through the Arogyadhama, holistic health hospital. We don't call hospital, we call Arogyadham. And it is the Vasishtha School of Health Integration. And that's what we are doing. So thank you all very much for bringing them. And once again, we place on record your grateful contribution of sending the people here to learn the dimensions of yoga. And in future, as you rightly said, we'll work together to see more and more people will come from there. And some of our research students also can come there to see that, expand this vision in your country also. With this, thank you all very much, and I wish you all the best. Namaskar.
Thank you, Guruji, for those warm words. Your vision has always been unique, and the way you execute it always made us awestruck. We are very blessed to be under the shadow of your umbrella. Feeling of gratitude is the most supreme feeling, and I now request our respected registrar, Professor S. Shivasankar Sai, another driving force for the university's happenings and endeavors, to please propose the vote of thanks.
Namasabhabhyas sabhapatibhyasya wo namaha. At the last part of the function, I have the unique privilege of proposing the vote of thanks. First of all, we place our humble pranams to our revered Chancellor, Guruji, for his vision and for driving the university, as he was mentioning very clearly, that every act of ours should be converted as a yoga. So we place our regards for to our Guruji for giving the direction, and then we also take a great pleasure and to mention that our chief guest, His Excellency Enkhabayar, to have come here and then seen all the things along with his family, with his daughter, for seeing around and then giving words of wisdom. As was mentioned by various speakers, we have so much in common because they are our spiritual neighbors to India. As he himself was mentioning, there's so much common between the Mongolian traditions and our Indian traditions. So, as was pointed out by our respected elders, there is so much we can do together in the field of yoga, in so many fields. And then we would be very happy to take this this connection between the Mongolia and S-VYASA forward, India in general and S-VYASA in particular, forward with many more activities. We would be failing in our duty to, if we do not mention the contribution of ICCR, Government of India, ICCR, for conceiving programs like the ITEC program to bring people from all over the world, especially from the Mongolia, to our institution, S-VYASA, and then share our knowledge of yoga, the age-old tradition of yoga, to everyone. We place on record the contribution of ICCR, not only for the ITEC and for all other programs which they are extending to S-VYASA. We are very deeply indebted to ICCR, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. We also thank our Honorable Ambassador from Mongolia, with Shri Gunbold Dingjay, I don't get his name properly, and for his contribution in making this entire function together. We also thank our respected Vice Chancellor and the Pro Vice Chancellor for conceiving this entire function and ensuring that we express our joy of receiving such very eminent persons from various institutions in various countries to ensure that this relationship grows further. I would be failing in my duty if I do not mention the pillars and also the supporters of this great S-VYASA University, our Nagaratna Didi, Professor Subramaniam Ji, who have been pillars and in taking the mission of Guruji forward. We are very happy that they also could take time to come here. Even Ramachandra Bhattji, the former Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Registrar, and all others. Also, we have great pleasure in thanking our representatives from VHP, our Karnataka chapter, also being part of this function. And I would be failing in my duty if I do not thank our students and faculty members who have taken so much of pains to make these decorations and to make this function happy and then colorful for everyone to enjoy. Thank you very much for all of you, all the dignitaries and all the students and then faculty members of our S-VYASA University for making this function a very, very grand and meaningful one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those beautiful words of gratitude. We had some real good thoughts and inputs. In fact, a multi-cuisine buffet was provided to our mind and thoughts. So now it's time for us to sit back and have some treat for our eyes as well. I may now request our dignitaries on the dais to please take your distinguished seats off the dais so that you can sit back, relax, and enjoy a visual treat, which is going to be a yoga demonstration by the students of SVYASA Yoga University.
We can hold that. Take it aside. Yeah, take it aside. No. Here.
Basil tape akoran.
That's it, sir. That's fine. Lights off. Should I start?
1 second. People are ready.
Yes, everyone is ready. Beta, Ishan, they will come from there. I welcome everyone again. Now let us brace ourselves for the journey of yoga performance, starting with deep yoga, then basic postures, followed by intermediate and advanced. Finally, concluding with the amazing yoga formations. Welcome, everyone.
To have a better view, I would request people who are sitting, they can switch off the lights over there. Beside there are switches, please put them off.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, जेल के नंदन तुमको वंदन रखते सबकी लाज, सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूरन कीजिए काज। जेल के नंदन तुमको वंदन रखते सबकी लाज, सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूरन कीजिए काज। मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी, मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी। मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी, मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी। बंसी बजैया रास रचैया, तारनहार मेरे तुम ही के भैया। तुमसे बड़ा कहाँ कौन कन्हैया। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव।
जगज्जालपालं खजत्कण्ठमालं, शरच्चन्द्रबालं महादैत्यकालं, नभो नीलकायं दुरावारमायं, सुपद्मासहायं भजेऽहं भजेऽहम्। सदाम्बोधिवासं गलत्पुष्पहासं, जगत्सन्निवासं शतादिव्यभासं, गदा चक्रशस्त्रं लसत्पीतवस्त्रं, हसच्चारुवक्त्रं भजेऽहं भजेऽहम्। रमाकण्ठहारं श्रुतिव्रातसारं, जलान्तर्विहारं धराभारहारं, चिदानन्दरूपं मनोज्ञस्वरूपं, धृतानेकरूपं भजेऽहं भजेऽहम्। जराजन्महीनं परानन्दकीनं, समाधानलीनं सदैवानदीनं, जगज्जन्महेतुं सुरानीककेतुं, त्रिलोकैकसेतुं भजेऽहं भजेऽहम्। कृताम्नायदानं खगाधीशयानं, विमुक्तेर्निदानं हलारातिमानं, स्वभक्तानुकूलं जगद्रक्षमूलं, निरस्तार्थशूलं भजेऽहं भजेऽहम्। समस्तामलेशं द्विरेवाभकेशं, जगद्बिम्बलेशं हृदाकाशदेशं, सदा दिव्यदेहं विमुक्ताखिलेहं, सुवैकुण्ठगेहं भजेऽहं भजेऽहम्।
सन्नाटे टपकते जा रहे हैं, मौन से सब कह रहे हैं आदि योग। योग के स्पर्श से अब योग मैं कर करना है तन मन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन धनन गणनन। उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी, योग धारा छलक छन छन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन धनन गणनन। उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी, उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी। ईस दो अस्तित्व मेरा और कर दो चूरा चूरा। पूर्ण होने दो मुझे और होने दो अब पूरा पूरा। भस्म वाली रस्म कर दो आदि योगी, योग उत्सव रंग भर दो आदि योगी। बज उठे ये मन सितारी, झनन 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 झनन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन धनन गणनन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन धनन गणनन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन धनन गणनन। सांस शाश्वत आदि योगी, योग धारा छलक छन छन। सांस शाश्वत सनन सननन, प्राण गुंजन धनन गणनन। उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी, उतरे मुझ में आदि योगी। नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय। सेव्यमान पावनांघ्रि पंकजं, व्याल यज्ञ सूत्रमिन्दु शेखरं कृपाकरं। नारदादि योगी वृंद वंदितं दिगंबरं, काशिकापुरादिनाथ काल भैरवं भजे। भानुकोटि भास्वरं भवाब्धितारकं परं, नीलकण्ठमिप्सितार्थदायकं त्रिलोचनं। कालकालमम्बुजाशमक्षशूलमक्षरं, काशिकापुरादिनाथ काल भैरवं भजे। शूलटङ्कपाशदण्डपाणिमादिकारणं, श्यामकायमादिदेवमक्षरं निरामयम्। भीमविक्रमं प्रभुं विचित्रताण्डवप्रियं, काशिकापुरादिनाथ काल भैरवं भजे। भुक्तिमुक्तिदायकं प्रशस्त चारु विग्रहं, भक्तवत्सलं स्थितं समस्तलोकविग्रहं विनिक्वनन्मनोज्ञेव किङ्किणीलसत्कटिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालिभैरवं भजे। धर्मसेतुपालकं त्वधर्ममार्गनाशकं कर्मपाशमोचकं सुशर्मदायकं विभुं स्वर्णवर्णशेषपाशशोभिताङ्गमण्डलं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे। रत्नपादुका प्रभाभिरामपादयुग्मकं नित्यमद्वितीयमिष्टदैवतं निरञ्जनं मृत्युदर्पनाशनं करालनं श्रमोक्षणं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे।
जटाटवीगलज्जलप्रवाहपावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्य लम्बिताम्बुजङ्घमन्निनादमट्टमट्टमर्वयं चकारचण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिव शिवं शिवं जटाकटाः सम्भ्रमभ्रमन्निलिम्प निर्जरी विलोलवीचिवल्लरी विराजमानमोहरी किशोरचन्द्रशेखरे रतिप्रदक्षिणं मम। धराधरेन्द्रनन्दिनी विलासबन्धुबन्धुरा सुरद्दिगन्तसन्तति प्रमोदमानमानसे कृपाकटाक्षधोरणी निरुद्धदुर्धरापदि क्वचित् दिगम्बरे मनोविनोदमेतु वस्तुनि। जटाभुजङ्गपिङ्गळस्फुरत्फणामणिप्रवाहलम्बकुङ्कुमद्रव प्रलिप्यते प्रतुमुखे मदन्तसिन्धुरस्फुरत्प्रबुद्धरीयमेधुरे मनोविनोदमद्भुतं बिभर्तु भूतकन्धरे। ॐ नमः शिवाय। सदाशिवं भजाम्यहं सदाशिवं भजाम्यहम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय।
कथा संग्राम की विश्व के कल्याण की धर्म अधर्म आदि अनंत सत्य असत्य कलेश कलंक स्वार्थ की कथा परमार्थ की शक्ति है भक्ति है जन्मों की मुक्ति है जीवन का ये संपूर्ण सार है।
आरंभ है प्रचंड बोल मस्तकों के झुंड आज जंग की घड़ी की तुम हार दो। है प्रचंड बोल मस्तकों के झुंड आज जंग की घड़ी की तुम हार दो। आन आन शान या की जान का वो दान आज एक धनुष के बाण पे उतार दो। आनंद है प्रचंड बोल मस्तकों के झुंड आज जंग की घड़ी की तुम गुहार दो। आन बान शान या की जान का वो दान आज एक धनुष के बाण पे उतार दो। आरंभ है प्रचंड। मन करे सो प्राण दे, जो मन करे सो प्राण ले, वही तो एक सर्वशक्तिमान है। मन करे सो प्राण दे, जो मन करे सो प्राण ले, वही तो एक सर्वशक्तिमान है। विश्व की पुकार है, ये भागवत का सार है कि युद्ध ही तो वीर का प्रमाण है। कौरवों की भीड़ हो या पांडवों का नीड़ हो, जो लड़ सका है वो ही तो महान है। जीत की हवस नहीं, किसी पे कोई वश नहीं, क्या जिंदगी है ठोकरों पे मार दो। मौत अंत है नहीं तो मौत से भी क्यों डरे, ये जाके आसमान में दहाड़ दो। आरंभ है प्रचंड, बोले मस्तकों के झुंड, आज जंग की घड़ी की तुम गुहार दो। मान मान शान या की जान का हो दान, आज एक धनुष के बाण पे उतार दो। आरंभ है प्रचंड। वो दया का भाव या कि शौर्य का चुनाव, या कि हार का वो भाव, तुम ये सोच लो। वो दया का भाव या कि शौर्य का चुनाव, या कि हार का वो भाव, तुम ये सोच लो। या कि पूरे भाल पर जला रहे विजय का लाल, लाल ये गुलाल, तुम ये सोच लो। रंग केसरी हो या मृदंग केसरी हो, या कि केसरी हो ताल, तुम ये सोच लो। जिस कवि की कल्पना में जिंदगी हो प्रेम गीत, उस कवि को आज तुम नकार दो। भीगती मसों में आज फूलती रगों में आज, आग की लपट का तुम बखार दो। आरंभ है प्रचंड, बोले मस्तकों के झुंड, आज जंग की घड़ी की तुम गुहार दो। मान मान शान या की जान का हो दान, आज एक धनुष के बाण पे उतार दो। आरंभ है प्रचंड, आरंभ है प्रचंड, आरंभ है प्रचंड।
I think it was really mesmerizing. I was not wrong in mentioning it was a visual treat. Oh, guys, you were like a mini galaxy in blue and black. It was really amazing. Thanks to the entire team.
It's fine.
We have come to the closure of this beautiful event. So let's conclude this event with the Shanti mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santhu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Till the guests leave.
Dear audience, please be seated until the dignitaries leave the hall.
Thank you.